talked about last week, doing things different with my training log going forward here for a little while. So in a big hypertrophy block, and going to be focused on some things. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But like I talked about last week, instead of filming the whole week, I'm focusing on one workout and just going to detail everything out from that workout for the week. So this week is quad destruction. And I'm talking about just quads, not legs, not squats, but quads, because I've been deadlifting for like a year and a half now with very little squat training. And so essentially I want to put some size back on my quads. My legs have shrunk down a couple inches despite the hamstring growing in size and glutes growing in size. So I'm going to balance that back out and try to do more work on the quads. Been hitting not quite twice a week just because, well, you'll see the level of intensity that goes in the workout. Hopefully as my recovery comes up, as I get used to this training, I'll be able to bump this training up to at least twice a week. So a couple things you'll see me mixing into some of my training is using time under tension work, which I'll probably elaborate more on. And the other is managing rest time between sets, which I'd like to introduce you to this little devil right here. This is my $5 egg timer. And I started out doing 3 minutes between sets. This baby will go off and start beeping a bunch and yelling at you as soon as it's done. So both you and everyone in the gym know that it's time for you to lift. So anyway, I'm down to this workout. I'm at 90 seconds, rest between sets, and that's where we're at. $5, well worth it. I know everybody's got a phone, but usually you're playing on your phone or filming videos.
So I'm actually starting off with leg extensions and doing these with a 3-second eccentric, not letting off at the bottom of every rep. So keeping that tension on the quads the whole time. And then explosive concentric phase. I'm not big in doing time under tension on the concentric. I think there's a lot of people that express that same opinion as well. So again, all the eccentric, all the time under tension is in the eccentric phase, and possibly a little. I'm not really practicing on the hold. Doing these for 8 to 12 reps is my goal, and then I try to pump out 4 really fast, as you can see here at the end. 5 sets total. And then after this, I move into squatting. So to continue to elicit the quad effect, I've got some bands wrapped around my knees pulling forward. So just in the standing position, it requires the quad engagement firing to complete or even stay in the standing position. Doing a slow eccentric again, not really timing this one. And my goal is to go for 5 seconds in the hole, but these are just really challenging, especially a transformer bar set the way that it is. 5 sets of 5, I think, is what I did last week. This week I only did 3. I backed it down a little bit because I was really fatigued from last training session, and also did some walking lunges with it, which I skipped this week. Then you can see my hands going into some straps I threw on the belt squat, and you'll see why that, but I'm using that as a counterbalance to allow me to do a little bit of a, sissy squat variation. So at this point, we're 5 sets in on leg extensions, 3 sets on squats. Again, those squats are really, really demanding. Probably should have done some more work. And then here, I don't remember, somewhere between like 5 to 7 sets. I just keep going until I strip the plates down and down until I don't have a whole lot left on these, and end up being able to hit failure on almost any set because I can grab those sides and just stand up when I need to. Okay, first couple I'm just trying to practice. Quads are freaking dead. I'm trying to do these without some assistance just to see, it's not happening, which is not surprising because I'm pretty beat at this point. And then again, this is another one. I saved this for the finisher, and you want to fire through the quads, pulling at the knee to pull you up. It's also engaged on the proximal end as well, just keeping that engagement in the hip. But these are incredibly challenging and just a great finisher because you're able to stretch quite a bit into these. And actually, I played around with knee position and stuff like that to see if I could get some additional stretch on some of these sets where I moved out or I kept them in to really keep that, just trying to find the best position because this is new for me. I stole these from Julian Smith, who you can find on Instagram. I've trained with him before. He might pop up in some of the videos. And this next set here, so I just show somewhere. I widen my knees out so I can just sit back between them and really get a great stretch. This was the only set I went to this extreme on the stretch side of it. Again, I think between like 5 to 7 sets. Basically went till I couldn't do a whole lot more and had to help get myself off the floor with pulling myself up on the bench or the racks besides me. So great way to finish the workout. Quads are just absolutely loving this. So I put some significant size back on with this routine over the last few weeks. So I'm going to continue doing this and probably modify it from here.